Open Your Eyes is brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.
Good morning and welcome to Open Your Eyes.
Start your morning right.
I'm John Palacio.
And I'm April Martinez. Good morning,
and thank you for
Belize.
joining us this morning. It's a beautiful Wednesday morning out.
Beautiful Wednesday.
It's Wednesday, Belize, and I do hope that so far so good for your day. Then if you feel not, just remember to take the message out of it because it simply means something for you. You take it on to tomorrow. While it's a lovely day, April, we want to know what's buzzing.
John, so I was going through the headlines yesterday, and I know that this is a topic of discussion whenever I'm traveling and so forth, but I had to appreciate the fact that Paul took public transportation. And I'm not sure if he went with the whole camera crew or anything like that.
He said he
recorded on his phone. But I think that it is a topic of discussion. I think it was something that the average Belizean could definitely relate to.
Yeah.
And I have to ask him, and I hope I get to see him tomorrow for me to ask him how that went. Because at the end of the day, he said he had to stand. He only showed me when he got, He never showed me when he come back. So I want to ask how it was.
I think he had a crew coming back.
Because he said it was supposed to go both ways, going and coming, right? And it was an early 6 o'clock bus. The bus left on time, but the bus still was packed to full capacity to the point that he had to stand the entire time. It was supposed to be an express bus. They stopped to drop off somebody. And, all the basic things that I think the average commuter complains about.
Yes.
And this goes in line with the challenge that Minister Ferguson had put out to the media. You catch bus? How many are not catch public transportation? How are not feeling that, And the reality is that almost every single person in Belize at some point in their life has caught public transportation and has experienced the exact same thing that Paul is experiencing as we see on the screen happening.
What I don't like with public transportation, as a matter of fact, there are a few things that he highlighted, including that the platform for the bus, the flooring for the bus was actually wood, and it was actually deteriorating. So, which simply put it as at a hazardous point. Now, what I don't like as well, and this is a part of the rules, they shouldn't have any standees. One of the things he pointed out is that, or was that, but when they passed the checkpoint, the I think 4 or 5 mile checkpoint right here on the George Price Highway, there wasn't a him or her from the authorities. Now, I don't want to say, you know what, the authorities, supposed to be in there and stuff like that. Or as a matter of fact, I want to say that it is a part of the checks and balances. April, one of the things that we feel within our country, 1, maintenance, 2, checks and balances, 3, adhering to the rules. These are 3 very important things if our country continues to be one of those developing countries. Yes, we will make mistakes, granted, understood. But at the same time, if we want for things to be correct within this country, then that's what we have to do. And I'll go as far as to tell you this. Here in the city, they're still dropping people off in areas that there isn't a bus stop. So how do you expect for people to actually go to a bus stop or adhere to the rules when buses are still picking people up or dropping them off, and more so school children, dropping them off in areas right after a roundabout? Hell no. There is no way that is supposed to be happening. And there's one right there in front of Smart on the Philip Goldson Highway. How? We're not supposed to do that. So in cases like this, when you go to the bus terminal, they tell you in the waiting area, no standees, please. But as the bus turn out the gate, they're at the bus terminal, everybody jump in. They're standees. They're standing all the way to Belmopan. They pay the same wage as those who are sitting down. It is not fair.
It's not fair.
Can we blame the minister with responsibility for transportation to be putting things in place?
Absolutely not.
No.
But we do these things, and I'm glad you mentioned the checkpoint, because we don't adhere to the rules, and passengers and the bus operators are like, don't adhere to the rules because we know we can get away with it. The fact that I could pass through a checkpoint and not get checked tells me that I'm good. That I don't have to follow these guidelines, and that the guidelines that are being bestowed upon us by the ministry is ridiculous because nothing is wrong. I've never been in trouble before. I also wanted to point out, and I'm glad you said that, you know, you pay your money's worth like everybody else. If you pay a ticket for a bus, it's because you are supposed to get a seat.
And he mentioned he paid for a ticket.
Yes. And so the fact that you are still standing your entire hour and 15 minutes or hour and a half time all the way to Belmopan tells me that you should not have paid anything for that service because there was no comfort. You were not able to get there safely. You were not able to get there in a comfortable manner. And regardless of anything, you still had to pay for this service. So paying for this type of service and you're still in this level of discomfort, come on. And Belizeans don't complain about these things, and that's why it keeps happening.
It continues to happen.
We complain to each other, but we don't complain to the proper authorities. Right?
It continues to happen. It will continue to happen until Belizeans adhere to the rules. Now, when stiffer measures are actually being put in place, then we need to adhere to these things. And until we do, April, things will continue to be like this. But the minister is, this is one of those cases that we can't say with a bat for the money, you know. We're just saying that.
I applaud the fact that they're trying to do something.
They're trying to do something, and he asked the question, when last you catch public transportation and see what it is like and stuff. They're lauding some buses, they're lauding some companies actually, because they're adhering to the rules. And there's a situation with Floralia right now, where one run was stripped from one certain company, and then that now has been given to Floralia. But if they are adhering to the rules in terms of providing better buses on the road, which the people deserve.
Yes, they're paying for that service.
I'm just saying. I mean, you know, this is not about we have to save face because you know, it's a company that has been there for ever so long and stuff like that, or loans are hard to get and whatnot. Then look, you have to sacrifice. That's the way everybody doing in their household.
I agree.
I'm just saying. I mean,
no, I agree. I am the person that complains on a regular basis about public transportation.
And you catch it a lot.
I catch it a lot.
From Belmopan route to Belize City and back.
And that's one of the things I was very surprised about, and I was very happy to hear that one of the first comments was we left on time.
Yes.
Right? Because that is also a huge problem, especially with these early morning buses where there's nobody there to really monitor to make sure that they're leaving on time and so forth. So I am happy about that. But do you as a passenger feel safe knowing that the floors under you can break at any moment?
Any moment.
You know, that's
how do you do that?
That's not safe. You should feel, and how can you as a bus operator think that that is okay to provide as a service? And you're charging $7 to $8 for your service.
I can remember when bus fare was, I think it was like $5 en route to Belmopan. Now it's at
That's
$8.
a while.
It's been a while. Yeah, it's
been a while,
since I've been on the public transportation. But now it's at $8, and so that when Paul said that, and Paul had a ticket, man. So I'm glad there is a ticket system. There it is.
There's a ticket system, but he still had to stand up.
He still had to stand up. But I wonder if the ticket system actually gave him a seat.
It's
in terms of there is a number on it. Back in the day, and I got to my PG days, you know, not knock me.
Okay.
But I went on my PG days. Back in the day, we used to go to the bus terminal and used to buy. They ask you want, can I have seat 24, please, window or aisle? And it used to mark the 24, W or A.
That's fancy.
Yes, back in the day, and it never looked like one receipt like that. It actually may look good, like seriously. So, you know, so these are the things, but it provides for checks and balances.
Yes.
We need to learn to maintain as a country. Because if we maintain, we continue to have good things within our country. And if we maintain, we actually have more jobs because you give people the job of maintaining the things that are out there, adhering to the rules, April, adhering to the rules, seriously.
Can you imagine, John, the day that every civilian that needs to take public transportation from point A to point B just decide, you know what, I'm not going to mess with this, and just
stop.
doesn't. The country will not run. The country will not run because most persons migrate from point A to point B for work. And so if they decide one day, I'm just not going to mess with this public transportation nonsense, the entire country will literally be at a halt because nobody can get to where they need to go.
Yes, because nobody is
going
to where they need to go because they're taking a stand. And that is what we need to do. Take a stand. This is not about hitting on any bus company, man. This is actually about
getting what you deserve.
We want better. It's right there in the household. If we want better things within our household, we need to sacrifice. Parents, the entire family, hey, this is what we need to do for things to happen. And then you move on from there. It simply means that you have your mission, your vision, your core values.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. Speaking of mission, vision, core values, let's get to the mission of understanding what the weather is going to be for the next few days. Huh?
The sun is rising earlier now.
That's what we're noticing. It simply means that there'll be longer days.
There'll be longer
but we're not the pros. The pros are actually online as we speak. So we do say good morning to the forecaster on duty with the weather. Thank you.
Good morning. A fresh east to southeasterly airflow will support fair and mostly dry conditions. The forecast is for sunny skies with a few cloudy spells today and partly cloudy skies tonight. Little or no rainfall is expected. High temperatures will peak around 86 Fahrenheit along the coast, 89 Fahrenheit inland, and 78 Fahrenheit in the hills. Overnight temperatures will be about 78 Fahrenheit over the coast, 68 Fahrenheit inland, and 64 Fahrenheit in the hills. Winds will be from the east to southeast at 10 to 20 knots with occasional higher gusts. Sea conditions will be moderate to rough. Therefore, operators of small craft should exercise caution. A high tide can be expected at 4 minutes to 7 this morning, and low tide occurs at 10:38 this morning. The moon will set at 6 minutes after 1 this afternoon, and the sun will set at 6 minutes to 6 this evening. In the outlook for Thursday and Thursday night is for continuing fair, breezy, and dry weather conditions. In the sargassum forecast, there is a medium to high chance that new sargassum mats could affect coastal communities across the country during the next few days. In the fire risk forecast, the risk for forest and brush fires remain low to moderate over northern districts. And that concludes this morning's weather report and forecast prepared at the National Meteorological Service.
To none other than forecaster Michelle Augustine at the National Meteorological Service.
I love it. It was a half moon this morning when I was coming out of my house.
It's beautiful, right?
And then as soon as I got into Belize City, the sun was rising already. So it's going to be a beautiful day. And I love that it's still a little cool.
It's a little cool. I love it.
Cool.
I love
like
it too.
To wear jackets. But just keep updated with the Met Service for more details as we move on with the rest of our show for this morning, John.
That's right.
We have a jam-packed show for you today. It's all about convention season, John, and we will be joined by the leader of the opposition to talk to us about the upcoming conventions for the United Democratic Party. All
right, so we're looking forward to that conversation. It gets started in just a few. Thereafter, we'll move into a conversation on It's At the STEAM Academy. What is that and how we could be a part of it? And we'll be having the professionals in to tell us exactly what to do. That's the second conversation this morning.
That's going to be exciting. I'm excited for this conversation, John, because it's all about the environment by a Belizean environmental author, Michael Somerville, and he will be talking to us about the many books that he wrote and what he thinks about climate change and the environment in Belize. So I'm excited about that conversation.
All right, one to reckon with, of course.
Yes.
Like we mentioned, you have these conversations. Speaking of conversations, the conversation of Belize, basketball in Belize is actually on.
It never ends.
And there is a hot team that is always on the media, and this team keeps blowing out other teams.
Huh? Not intended.
They're called the Belize Hurricanes, the Venice Belize Hurricanes. And Terry Gordon is going to be in with us, and he'll be telling us about who their opponent will be this coming weekend. It's going to be a packed one. It's going to be a jam one. It's going to be great. So what we'll do, we'll take the first break of the morning. When we come back, the leader of the opposition will be in the couch. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
For Smart Share Plan and save big. Whether you're a small entrepreneur starting up your business, a a student on a limited budget, or a family trying to save? This is the plan for you. With unlimited SMS, calls, and data, we help you save. Get up to 5 lines for as low as $30 per line monthly, only with Smart. Special offer alert! Trade in your old device and active SIM and get a Samsung A04e for as low as $85, plus 50% off your Share One plan for the first 3 months. Sign up today at any Smart showroom or sales manager countrywide. Now that's love! So this month, get your business going, share more memories with friends, and be ready for the day with Smart.
We know when you're shopping, love at first sight always starts with huge savings. This Valentine's Day, say I love you with the latest gadgets and fall head over heels with our stunning Valentine's deals. Forget flowers and chocolates and surprise them with a gift they want. With budget phones starting at $55, Samsung phones starting at $319, tablets for as low as $149, speakers for only $45, smart TVs starting at only $519, smartwatches, earbuds, laptops, PlayStations, wireless chargers, and so much more. We have affordable gift options galore. Bundle your phone, tablet, or TV with an accessory and get an additional $10 discount. So visit us at any of our branches in Belize City, Belmopan, or San Pedro, or shop from anywhere using our virtual store via Facebook, Instagram, or WhatsApp at 615-5141. Stand out and gift big when you shop our affordable Valentine's Bundle of Love gift options only at Cellular World.
Hola usuario de eCash, la aplicación eCash está disponible en español. Cambiar el idioma de tu aplicación de eCash de inglés a español es rápido y sencillo. Déjame mostrarte cómo se hace. Primero, abre tu aplicación eCash. Introduce tu PIN. Toca el icono More en la parte inferior de tu pantalla. Selecciona Security. Selecciona Language. Y luego selecciona Spanish. Vuelve a introducir tu PIN y ya está. Tu aplicación de eCash está ahora en español y puedes seguir disfrutando de tu cartera digital eCash. La aplicación eCash de Belize Bank te hace la vida más fácil.
New year, new opportunities to send love and affection to your loved ones. Let us at Studio 7 help you create a custom and most memorable gift item. Now with our full-color t-shirt printing, we can proudly say, bring your imagination to life, from shirts to pillowcases and aprons. Also, engravings on wood, glass, or tumblers, canvas and photo printing, and much more to choose from. Find us in the heart of San Ignacio at number 53 Burns Avenue, or contact us at 804-3737 or 639-7799 for more information.
On behalf of the Social Security Board, I extend our deepest gratitude for taking the opportunity offered to be a part of this amazing learning experience. Today, you graduate empowered with knowledge. You graduate with a new skill set that you can put to good use and benefit from it. You have now acquired the knowledge and you are fully prepared to build on the foundation that you have fostered.
We consider ourselves privileged to be offered an opportunity by the Belize Social Security Board to partner with them in this effort.
What I can say is that I'm happy because I'm learning in something that I choose to do.
So we want to thank Social Security Board to provide the funding for that, and we appreciate it, and we hope they continue to provide opportunities like this for more people. Thank you.
Once again, congratulations to the January 2023 cohort Empowering You participants. On behalf of the Social Security Board, I wish you nothing but the very best.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes, and we're moving now into our first segment for the morning. We're getting an early start. We have with us the leader of the opposition, the Honorable Dr. Moses Shine Barrow, in with us.
Good
morning. It is convention season. Good morning, sir, and welcome.
Good morning, John. Good morning, April.
It is convention season, and we know how important it is, especially for your party, the United Democratic Party, in putting forth formidable candidates to continue to challenge, the incumbent, and at the same time trying to make things better for this country. We know that is your mantra. You want to make sure that everything is all right. You are the ultimate watchdog under the Constitution of Belize to make sure that Belizeans get what they deserve. Again, good morning, welcome, and let's talk about convention season for the United Democratic Party.
Well, I have to tell you, I was in Cayo Central on Sunday past, and it was truly a poetry in motion. It's a term that you may hear, but rarely have I been able to connect the term with reality. To see a candidate like Mark O'Brien, who is affectionately known as OB, a son of Cayo Central, a lecturer, who got into politics at a time where in opposition it is very tumultuous, it is a steep climb, and he got into this business that can be nasty to serve, to make a difference. Really struck a chord with me to see the electricity in Cayo Central. Hundreds of people came out to his endorsement convention, and genuine volunteers, no rent-a-crowd, just people that believe in his vision for Cayo Central, and I am confident that he will deliver Cayo Central for the United Democratic Party and be the next era representative. So this is what the people want. They want a new UDP. They want a reform UDP that can build on the legacy of Esquivel, of Dean Barrow, and go even further and better in developing this country. And people like Mr. O'Brien, people like Dr. June Young, people like Ian Jones, Alobi Young, former Deputy Mayor Dean Samuels. We have a plethora of new candidates, with many of the candidates stepping back, playing a different role, supporting us going forward. So I'm very ecstatic about what we have to offer the Belizean people as far as an alternative, because in our democracy, which we have an inalienable right to, but not all peoples enjoy democracy, having a choice, having a government in waiting, having a viable alternative to the current administration is the hallmark of our democracy. So we have to make sure as an opposition we present people to the electorate that they are satisfied will make a difference.
When we saw the Belmopan Convention, there were almost 2,000 persons that came out to exercise their democratic right. What does that say to you as the leader of the opposition, and how do you imagine other conventions would go on moving forward?
That says that despite the detractors and naysayers and pundits, that the UDP is making progress. It's making extreme progress, and it is on track. Again, that is the beauty of democracy, where I thought that Mr. Lovell was the best candidate, and combined, the majority of the votes went for either Mr. Torres or Mr. Lovell, but in plurality, Mr. Saldiva won. Again, that is democracy. We don't get bogged down in the technicalities of it. Whoever gets the most votes win. And what this did was energize the constituency. And now, immediately after the convention, I called Mr. Lovell, I called Mr. Torres, I called Mr. Saldiva, but more importantly, Mr. Lovell and Mr. Torres, to say, listen, please support the efforts of Mr. Saldiva so that we can deliver this seat for the UDP again. So it was certainly unprecedented, the turnout that we had. Mira had 900 people in total at his convention. Historically, the most we've had in Belmopan in a UDP convention is 700 to 800. So to have 2,000 people come out and exercise their sacred democratic right, it says that we are engaged. It says that people are listening. I know that there were some detractors that said, oh, don't bother go out, it's a waste of time, nothing will get done anyway. People didn't feel like that. And so that means people were excited about all the candidates. The candidate of choice is Mr. Saldiva, and if Mr. Lovell and Mr. Torres hold fast to their commitment to me to support him, that means we're on our way, because that seat has generally been won by 2,500, 3,000 mark. I think that is how many votes Mr. Saldiva has gotten in all the elections, about 2,500, maybe 3,000 the most. So we're on our way.
You endorsed George Lovell for a reason, and the man has quite the track record. So tell me, what is it that you are looking for in your other candidates as you continue to go along with these conventions?
I want who the people want.
Okay.
I'll be honest with you. I'll give you an example in a young man, Mr. Andrew Bradley. Andrew Bradley did not complete school, but Michael Finnegan, one of the most successful politicians ever, has no formal education. So when Mr. Bradley applied, there were some that wanted to deny his application.
Because of his education?
Because of his lack of education. And I refuse, because that's not what our democracy says. Our democracy says that representation of the People's Act. So it is for the people to decide whether or not his educational background will play a difference. And I hear those that may say, well, in Caribbean Shores, they'll never go with someone who is uneducated. That is for the people in Caribbean Shores to determine, because when I speak to Mr. Bradley, his zest, his confidence, his determination, and his reports as to how he connects with everyone. He's a son of Caribbean Shores, born in Caribbean Shores, grew in a Caribbean Shores, worked with Mr. Lee Mark as a campaigner. To me, that's a success story. To me, that is the evolution. And let the people decide. So what I'm saying is, I don't believe you need a PhD. I don't believe you need to be a medical doctor. I don't believe that you need to be a business person. I believe that you need to have the interest of those in your constituency at heart. I believe that you have to have that dedication and commitment to change Belize for the better, starting with your constituents. And that is the prerequisite for me. The rest is up for the people to decide, because I want what the people want. Just as in Belmopan, once the people decided what they want, well, that's what I want.
Well, I like that you went there, LOO, and I'm saying that because a lot of people believe that you must be, at the top of the barrel when it comes to education to even make it in society, when in reality, for some people, it might be far-fetched, which simply means that they're not given a fair chance to actually get to the top of the barrel because of their educational status. And I'd like for you to deliver a message here. This is not more of a question, because I believe that you are somebody who everybody could reckon with, especially when it comes to second chances, especially when it comes to making it in life, because that's what you've done. What is your message in terms, or to parents who might feel that, you know what, I've tried everything that I've tried for my family. I've tried everything that I've tried, especially for my son and my daughters. But they're not given this chance. How can they do that? What would be your thought in trying to make people understand you can make it?
you have to give yourself a chance. And you have to own the responsibility of your destiny and your future. And we are a nation founded on principles of Christianity. And all religions to me have a common thread, and that is faith in a creator of the universe that created us to be successful. It is an inalienable right to succeed, to be the best version of yourself. And all human beings have that power within them. They just have to find it. They just have to stay consistent. They just have to stay determined and persistent, because the indomitability of the human spirit is unquestionable, and Shine Barrow is not unique. There are many success stories that are waiting to happen, that have happened. There is no exact mold, there is no exact prototype as to what success looks like. So I'm happy that you brought up the fact that maybe some may think that, well, you have to be educated. You have many educated fools. You have many people who just sit on their degrees and use it as a tool of posturing and to be pompous. It really is about what you're getting done, and there is no conventional way that you should follow. Your way is your way. Whether you're a plumber, to me that is success. If you're an electrician, that is success. Having character, having integrity, wanting the best for your community, not as a politician, just as a citizen of Belize, to me that is success. So really trying, giving your all and being the best version of yourself is success. And that is why, again, I use the case of Mr. Andrew Bradley, who, yes, he did not go to university, he did not finish high school, but he worked in his community his entire life. He was a protege of Mr. Lee Mark, and he goes house to house every day.
And Lee Mark is a successful businessman.
Successful businessman.
Working hard.
And so I consider the evolution of Mr. Bradley as a success story. Just him being able to offer himself. Yellow Man,
yes,
Brian Ordinet, again, another soldier, another son of the UDP, a son of Mesopotamia, who has worked for the United Democratic Party all his life, wanting to offer himself at a councillor level. These are the things that we want. People who want to make a difference, people who are vested into the constituency. That is what we want.
We're coming to these conventions, and you know, like you said, you want whosoever the people want.
Yes.
And as you're continuing to build your party back, you will have moments where you and your members don't agree. So let's talk about what your plans are in terms of solution approach. Yeah.
Well, I approach being a party leader, leader of the opposition, with great humility. Again, when you live in a democracy and you champion democracy and treasure democracy, there is no alternative but humility, because you will not always agree. There is no homogeny in the diversity, the plurality of democracy. Everybody has a right to their opinion. Everybody may express it. But again, I approach my leadership with humility, consensus, building, consultations is important, but there is a thin line, there's a balance. Leaders have to lead.
Yes.
Leaders have to do their best to impress their vision as to what should be upon their colleagues.
Yeah.
And the beauty of democracy is if the majority don't agree with my vision of leadership and where I want to take the UDP, they will elect someone else.
Yeah.
And I have no difficulty with that. But what I will not do is be restricted to being safe, to being politically oblivious, vague, just trying to hold on to leadership. No, I am bold, I am courageous, I promise reform. And as much as people want reform and they want change, when it presents itself to them, sometimes it becomes rattling. Sometimes it becomes very discomforting because they're not used to this.
Yeah.
This is not the status quo. This is not what has been done. You know, why are you coming with this radical or revolutionary proposal? But people said they wanted change.
Yes.
People said they wanted a difference. So there is a thin line between consensus building, consultations, inclusion, making sure that everyone is a part of the decision-making process, and leading and making decisive decisions and setting your legacy. So I have a responsibility to the party, I have a responsibility to my colleagues, but I also have a responsibility to my conscience and what it is that I want to bring to the office and what I want to bring to Belize for the betterment of Belize. So
and you're totally right, because you are not one to actually play it safe. We're seeing that. You're actually making some decisions, and some very hard decisions, some very stiff ones, so people could actually see. Yes, you know, and that's where a lot of people are not able to actually. That's what a lot of people are not able to grasp at this particular point. So much so that Honorable Shineborough public perception is that you're out on a limb on it by yourself.
No.
You're making unilateral decisions. You're actually and going back to the visit by the Cuban president.
Yeah.
Public perception, as a matter of fact, those from within your party would say, how you make such decision that people come here, they came here, they helped. You actually lauded the fact that these people helped us. Then at the same time, the president came, but the leader of the opposition, reckoned by the Constitution, is nowhere to be seen. How do you do that?
Well, again, I believe when I paid compliments to Cuba, I was not the leader of the opposition. I was not the leader of the UDP. That was maybe 8 years ago when I was, I don't even think I was elected as standard bearer yet. As leader of the opposition in a democratic nation, to me, I cannot countenance celebrating a dictator where there is no leader of the opposition.
So if you're supposed to be voted in as Prime Minister tomorrow,
well, let me conclude.
You would disregard Cuba, the Cuban help?
No, I answered that question very clearly and said that we would continue diplomatic relations with Cuba, as has been the historic position of the United Democratic Party and the People's United Party. But it does not require me to celebrate dictatorship. I champion democracy. It should not be shocking to anyone or offensive to anyone that I would make a stance for democracy. I believe that the Cuban people should have the same opportunity that we all enjoy in Belize, where you can question me. This is not a state-run media house. You can criticize the Prime Minister. You can criticize the leader of the opposition. In March of 2024, the people can choose new municipal leaders at a local government level. In 2025, they can choose a new government. I believe that it is important to ensure that Belize continues in that direction. So the chairman of the People's United Party said he just came back from Cuba and was taking notes as to their parliamentary system. That is not what Belize was founded on. We were founded on democracy. We are not a communist state. So while I appreciate what Cuba has contributed, there is no dismissal of the contributions they have made to Belize. I respect that. I appreciate that. That does not take away from my ardent position for democracy and denouncing communism and dictatorship wherever it is.
As the leader of the opposition,
I'd like to finish.
Okay.
I think the fact that my colleagues, some of my colleagues, because not all of them, it is not all, it is just a narrative that is being put out there that everybody is against it. There are many people, the party chairman did not go. I let him speak for himself, but he didn't go, and he shares my views. And even the vice chairman was on the media yesterday talking about the fact of the suffering of the Cuban people. But the fact that the deputy leaders and other members of the House could go and could express a difference of opinion, to me should not be controversial. it should highlight and underline that we are a democratic party in a democratic nation. So people have difference of opinion. I am the leader of the opposition. I am the party leader. I have a responsibility. I have a privilege to exert my influence, to exert my vision on where the UDP will go and who we will align with and who we will celebrate. I have that privilege.
But this was a historic visit, LOO. This was something that, history between Belize and Cuba. And folks would say, you know what, as the leader of the opposition reckoned by the constitution of this country to be the watchdog, you should have been present.
Well, what am I watching? I'm watching democracy. And so as the leader of the opposition in a democratic nation, how could you be offended that I would not want to celebrate a country that is a one-state party government, that you don't have a leader of the opposition, you don't have anyone else that could form government, you don't have a free press, you don't have freedom of religion, you have one union. When people protest, they're jailed and arrested. Again, I don't see what is offensive about that. So what you're telling me is because I have money and I give you money, that my behavior, the things that I do, don't matter. I don't agree. Diplomatic relations do not require that if you give, then anything that you do, I must agree with.
But also being a leader, not just in government, but leader of the opposition, you are required to make decisions that you're uncomfortable with. So what
There's
does it
nothing
then
that requires.
say,
There's nothing that requires me to.
What would that say about your diplomatic relations if you were to become prime minister then?
I will answer the question for you again, that I would not dissolve diplomatic relations, but it doesn't require. Listen, you have to. Would you allow me to? No, Prime Minister Barrow never traveled to meet anyone, really. So that's why you have a Minister of Foreign Affairs. I don't have to participate where it is that I don't want to participate. It does not preclude diplomatic relations. And again, I enjoy the right, I enjoy the privilege to engage where I want to engage and where I don't. There are many democratic nations that we can align ourselves with, and we can receive reciprocal benefits who share the ideals and values that we share. So this is a value, ideal, principle, position for me. And it is not necessary that the Prime Minister be involved in the diplomatic relations for each nation. It's just not the reality.
I would then imagine that if you were to be leader of this country, there would be certain changes in our, not diplomatic relations, but in the way that we approach certain dignitaries.
Again, that is the current status. The Prime Minister doesn't meet with every ambassador. The Prime Minister doesn't visit every single country as we speak. Again, in the Barrow administration, the Foreign Minister, Mr. Elrington, was the one that met with all the heads of state and engaged with everyone. So there is no conventional way that is set in stone that you must proceed. As I said, clearly, when I was interviewed as to the question of cutting diplomatic ties with Cuba, I said absolutely not. I would not do that because diplomacy is for a reason. Diplomacy is dialogue. Diplomacy is engagement and saying to each other, well, yes, we appreciate the relationship, but you know what? I am for democracy. I believe that the people of Cuba should have a choice. I believe the people of Cuba should enjoy the privileges, the human rights that we as Belizeans enjoy. So the diplomatic relations would continue. It doesn't mean that I have to visit Cuba or I have to invite the Cuban president to come to Belize.
As we're coming down to the wire, and I know we came here to talk about conventions, but we segued. Let's talk about how many more conventions and the calendar for the rest of the season.
Well, we go until June. We have about 12 or 16 contested conventions left. We've had about, we've had quite a few already endorsed, I'll be announcing another Unity Pact later on today. I've gotten another candidate to rally around another candidate, and so I think we'll see more of that going forward. But again, we have formidable candidates offering themselves all around, chairs of the village councils, medical doctors, working class people. We really have a diverse pool of candidates that are committed to working towards victory. And victory is here right now because we have the municipal elections coming up in March. And I want to predict right here and open your eyes that we will win PG, we will win in Benke, we will win in Cayo. We already have the mayor in Cayo, but we will take that entire slate. We will win in Belmopan, and we will win in Corozal. I am guaranteeing those victories. The only way we can do that is by working hard, and we will fight for Belize City, we will fight for Orange Walk, which is the Prime Minister's backyard, Corozal and San Pedro. But there are 5 clear victories that we can definitely accomplish, which is why we started to select our candidates so early, so that you have stability within the constituencies, you have a voice, you have a force that will galvanize everyone, organize everyone so that we can deliver in the municipal election.
Sorry. I was just going to ask, when was the next convention and where?
Every Sunday until June.
Okay.
So the next one will be in Benke, the next contested convention. Mr. Albert Fernandez will be endorsed. He's Cayo Northeast. He will be endorsed this weekend. But the next contested convention is in Benke, in Cayo West. And then after that, I believe we have Dan Grieger, we have Stan Crick West, and a few others. Yes, all the way up to June.
Wonderful.
There are a few things I wanted to touch on. Let's get really quick, because time is of the essence here. Let's get your opinion on the joint unions that are meeting with GOB today. That meeting is scheduled for today. We know what the joint unions are actually asking for. They've given a mandate to the government telling them, let's get those increments in by April 1st or else. This is actually, this comes across as actually putting cuffs on hand. I mean, this is what we've got to work with. It's an ultimatum. Yeah. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, the party, the United Democratic Party, supports the unions in their demand for increments. As I had said previously when interviewed, it is all about goodwill negotiations and all about delivering on promises made. The government, the Prime Minister and his cabinet asked the unions to make a sacrifice. They claim that the public officers did not sacrifice enough, and they asked them to make a sacrifice, and they promised that they would restore their increments, and I believe that time has come. If the justices of the courts can get these pay raises, if the Prime Minister, who is a multimillionaire like myself, can get $5,000 for a vehicle advance because he said he uses his own vehicle. If we're doing so good that the CEOs can get these big allowances, and again, I work very closely with many of the CEOs, so I'm not taking anything away from the hard work that they do. But if everyone can get all that they're getting, then certainly the unions who were promised that they would get their increments should get it. And I would like to point out that I did meet with the IMF last week. The party chairman and I met with the IMF, and I discussed whether or not, because in all of their proposals, I said, listen, we need to get the public officers, they need to get back what it is that was taken away from them, because as you talk about social safety nets, we discussed poverty and dealing with poverty, and making sure there were social safety nets to deal with poverty. I said, in inflation and stagflation, our public officers are paying more for everything and making less. So you're pushing them to the poverty brink by taking away their increments and other things. And the IMF agreed that the government does have room to restore those increments.
All right. We know that time is of the essence at this particular point. We want to thank you for joining us this morning. Great
Pleasure
conversation. And we wish you and your party all the best in moving forward.
Yes.
All right.
With that, we are going to take a short break, and it's all about the It's at STEAM Academy. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Technology is ubiquitous, and it's transforming how, when, and where we work. Fulltech Systems is placing award-winning devices in the hands of information workers, allowing them to work without compromise in a world without wires, to innovate, create, and to maximize productivity anytime, anywhere, satisfying the needs of the desk-centric remote and field worker and every other worker in between. We are providing the industry's best devices to businesses going through the process of digital transformation. Partner with us today to provide the solutions that will allow your employees to work effectively and efficiently to enhance your customers' experience. Fulltech Systems, your technology center, where you'll come for the price but stay for the service.
You could still come over though. You could watch Ali movie or something.
Oh my God, I can't believe this happened.
Under the bed or in the closet? Which one?
I got 3 boys. I need them to be better men than me. I mean, better men than we.
Please don't go wind up.
Who has stopped me? Hello? Hello? Who has stopped me? Which one?
For We Family Season 2 begins January 26th at 8 p.m. on Channel 5 and on News 5 Live's Facebook page. Brought to you by the National Commission for Families and Children in collaboration with the National Parenting Task Force and UNICEF.
Love Your Honda is back. This year, we are spreading the love in 3 locations: Belize City, Cayo, and San Pedro. In February, get special pricing and discounts on all Honda products. Enjoy up to 23% off selected Honda products, 20% off Castrol, NGK, and Magic products. Also, get free oil change and servicing when you spend $100 or more on Castrol oils. And don't forget your B-Bucks when you make your purchase. There will be a big bike rally throughout the streets of Belmopan and Belize City on February 11th and 18th respectively. Check out our Facebook page for more details on how you can take part. And on February 25th, we'll be hosting the first ever Banquet Boat Show on La Isla Bonita, San Pedro. Honda products will be on display and you can enjoy deals and discounts. February is all about Honda. Available at Banquet. Equipment, parts, service.
The government of Belize, in keeping with its Plan Belize agenda, has focused on health as a pillar of meaningful development. Within 2 years in office, 3 new health facilities were constructed and opened. The Maria Crawford Health Center, fully furnished and equipped, now serves the over 1,500 residents of Crooked Tree. In Keycocker, a state-of-the-art modern health center is now open to serve residents and visitors, a first for the island. The new Belmopan Polyclinic was also opened in 2022, offering outpatient services, maternal and child health, dental and mental health services to residents of Belmopan and surrounding communities. Construction of the San Pedro General Hospital is scheduled to start this year. This is governance for the people. This is government delivering on Plan Belize.
Do you have information about a crime or a fugitive in our community? You can submit a tip anonymously with your smartphone. Using this program in safeguarding our community also protects your identity, keeping you out of the court system, and could earn you a cash reward. Here is how it works. Download the free P3 Tips app from the Apple Store or Android Market. P3 is the provider of our secure anonymous tip collecting software. Open the app and create a PIN, but be sure to remember that number, then select your location. Next, select the type of crime. When submitting a tip, be as specific as possible. If you have a picture, video, or audio that will help officers, you can upload them from your phone. Information leading to an arrest can earn you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Once your tip is submitted, you'll be given a tip ID and password. Check back if your tip leads to an arrest. You'll be told how much you were rewarded and how to anonymously collect your cash.
Welcome back. Welcome back. We are moving now into our second topic. As a matter of fact, you could notice the morning is going by really fast.
It's going by very quickly, John.
But nonetheless, the conversation surround It's at STEAM Academy. In to tell us all about it, we've got Diane Mejia, who is the CEO in the Ministry of Education, Culture, Science and Technology. Christine Cook, Vice Principal, and Kirkland Smith, Key Learning Area Teacher. Guys, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's at.
I know that there was a whole situation with the
There
name.
is a
There's a whole situation with the
Let's
name.
get that story.
I want to hear the story of It's at.
What is that?
All right. So this is the story. So the STEAM, the concept of the STEAM Lab School is actually something that was born quite some time ago. This is part of a loan that's being funded by the IDB. The loan was actually signed in January 2020. So that gives you an idea of how long
it's been
been in the works, right? So, you know, we're at this place now where we have, the school is becoming a reality. So as things come together, you know, this is being done, the school is being literally designed and built and all levels in collaboration with MIT. And we get to this place now where it's time to determine the name of the school, the logo, you know, work on, we've been doing all the mission, vision, values, that sort of thing. So we're talking now, we will tell you, this school is absolutely being designed to be something that is very non-traditional.
Wonderful.
It's a STEAM lab school. And STEAM is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Okay, so you hear about STEM all the time.
Yeah.
This is STEAM with the A. The arts are included here. Absolutely important. So we've been talking about this, you know, because you can't have a school that we're designing to be creative and innovative and non-traditional
if you don't have the arts.
with a boring name.
Yeah.
Also, you can't have a boring name, right? So we had like a name idea, and we were working on logo ideas, and we presented this. What's on the screen are some renderings of what the school is going to look like when it's done, right? Yes. We presented this to our minister. Now, our minister is absolutely wonderful, and he challenges us on so many levels. And he says, it was so cool. He says, well, you know, it's good. I thought, okay, we're scoring a point.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting there. And then he says, you know, it could be the logo for any STEAM lab school across the world. And I thought, well, that's a good thing. And then his third comment was, can't you make it more Belizean?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Okay, so that means
that's a challenge.
Yeah, we need to go back to the drawing board here, because, you know, because he was right. You know, we wanted to really create something that would not just speak to STEAM, but would also speak to the Belizean identity.
Yes.
So we went back to the drawing board, and oh boy, it was painful for a little while.
Yes.
And one day we're sitting, we're talking, you know, really pulling teeth on this, brainstorming at its finest. And we're talking about the whole creativity, innovation, the things we want to push. And, you know, part of our team, you guys know Carlos. Carlos is a historian. And we're talking about other languages. And Carlos says, well, you know, in Maya, the closest word to creative is itzat. ITSAT literally translates, it's a Maya word, it translates to the wise one or the artist.
Yes.
And the glyph that is the logo for the ITSAT STEAM Academy actually was created 1,000 years ago. Yep. We did not draw it. We did not do anything. We literally used the Maya glyph, and we're using that as the logo. I don't know if we can show the logo right now, but it would be cool if everyone could see it.
Yeah.
Because the ITSAT STEAM Academy, by its very name, gives tribute to our indigenous people. It gives tribute to our Maya ancestors, who were the first scientists and technologists and engineers and artists and mathematicians.
They were the first ones to create STEAM.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. That's
Indeed.
what they did.
So
and we will now be channeling their energies as we create future scientists and
STEAM is where it's at.
STEAM is where it's at.
This is what you call.
See, you guys got it already. Good job.
This is clever. Now, where is this institution going to be? Kirk, you ready? So Kirk, jump in. Where will we find STEAM? Because knowing that we're talking about science, technology, art, and everything else, we've got these people in our country who are thirsty for such. Where is it going to be?
The ITSAT STEAM Academy is right in Belize City, right here in Belize City. It is located right on St. Joseph Street. IT vet compound. Yes.
That's why it's being
that same area where
I know
it's being constructed.
Yes.
So it is right here in the city.
Yes. I pass that area every day and I wonder to myself,
what
I say,
did they do?
Yeah, like IT vet the building. You building things that happen. Yeah. Not knowing it was ITSAT STEAM
That's
Academy.
right.
So let's talk about the I want to talk about the arts interest. I've been hearing about STEM, engineering, maths. Namrita was here with the tech, but I want to talk about the arts and culture aspect of it. And I know that this is where you, Ms. Cook, and you, Mr. Smith, chime in. So what, as the key learning area teacher, what would be your job?
Now, my job is to have that connection, that transdisciplinary connection between science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and art. The creative part of the students where the innovation, the thinking, the creativity comes in to connect all those different areas into what they do and how they learn, not only developing that technical skills, but also focusing on the soft skills that art brings out from the students to make that connection.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what, and that's one of the things that we notice our children are actually gravitating to when it comes to art, when it comes to technology. That's the big thing. We saw what happened,
During
on the onset of the pandemic, whereby everybody had to go to technology. Which brings me to you, VP Ms. Cook. So, in terms of your vision for STEAM, what do you think it's going to be, and how engaging will it be?
Well, the school itself is going to be a cornerstone for STEAM education in the entire country. The school is not only for students, but it's also for teachers. Our school will be a place where teachers from all over the country can come and visit and see how we do STEAM education. In terms of engaging, one of our key pillars is, it needs to be hands-on, project-based. The art aspect is going to be shining bright in what our students do.
You said it's a non-traditional academic institution. What did you mean by that?
So the school is built on 3 key pillars. The first is social, emotional, and cultural learning. The second is transdisciplinary academics. And then the third is community engagement. So even the curriculum architecture that's being built is not quite, it's linked obviously to the competency-based curriculum that we are now working with in this country, but their school day is going to look a little different. You're used to seeing like math, language, social studies, or Belizean studies, science. Their subject areas look different because of that transdisciplinary idea. And these guys can explain it better than I can, how things are going to be connected and blended into projects and seminars and the whole concept of trying to solve problems that are relevant right now.
If I can step
Yes,
in, so
please.
the day how it would look like, we'd have science and technology core, Belizean studies core, a sustainable development project area block. We'd have seminars, and so in these areas students can look at different things like maybe coding or Mandarin or podcasting, just to name a few. We would have you know, PE, big on PE, can't forget PE. And am I missing anyone?
Including all of that, the approach is different because then we focus is on project-based learning, where students learn by doing projects. And it requires them to think critically, to inquire, to research, while connecting their experiences with real-world situation, pulling them into engaging with their communities as well. So all of those are included within the structure of
So
the
let's
school.
you know, I want to be.
I like how you raise your hand just now, John.
I did a school, right? Right, Miss and Sir, yes.
You're in the right place.
So, you know, I'd like to be play maybe a little bit of devil's advocate here. There's the IT vet system, and then I think you know, within our country we've got a vibrant secondary school system as well. So why not incorporate all this into that rather than create a new
question,
STEAM?
O Devil's Advocate. Let me tell you, this school is actually going to fit absolutely well within our secondary school system. This is a high school. It's a 4-year high school. It will begin in September 2023. Wow. So registration application actually begins now. There's space for only 75 students in this first cohort, right? Oh, wow. So this is a high school, absolutely. Now, you mentioned the IT vets. The IT vets are not secondary schools, okay? IT vets are not high schools. IT vets represent and should execute a different role for our education system. That's a whole other story. You have to bring me back another time so we could talk about that. All right. But as far as our secondary school system goes, this is going to bring a new perspective. Now, we do have other high schools across the country who have a technical and vocational bent, right? They're technical high schools. Our goal right now is, in establishing this school, we're doing, as Christine said, that this is going to be the first school of its kind, not only in this country, but also in this region. None other exists like this. Our plan is, after we start ITSAT STEAM Academy, we also have identified 7 other schools across the country, high schools, who will be in a second phase, also expanding their curriculum to include STEAM curriculum. So we're going to be working with those schools. As I said, it's not changing the school, it's expanding their options. And that will include supporting those schools with resources. Because one of the strengths and I think the draws of this school will be the labs. And these guys will tell you about those labs. So we recognize that as we expand this program to across the country, we're going to need to either retrofit or build lab spaces for those other schools. Yes. So the idea is to begin to introduce in a very real, targeted way STEAM education across the country, precisely for the reason you said earlier, that people are hungry for this. We need those soft skills that have kind of been ignored or neglected along the way. It's time for us to begin to really train our young people for the careers that are now needed across the country.
Nobody wants to be a firefighter anymore. They want to be a TikTok blogger.
Or a YouTuber.
Or a drone pilot.
Or a drone pilot.
You know, there are all of these new things. The data analysis all of a sudden has a wide open, you know, field. It is a wide open field.
So can I advocate now? Can I do the devil's advocation now?
Sure.
A lot of these career paths and career choices might draw students to have to go outside of the country to get these careers. So how is ITSAT gearing up students or gearing up civilians to use those skills progress Belize?
I like that question. It's very good. And I just want to build by answering that, build on what the CEO and Ms. Christine had mentioned earlier. Like, the school is STEAM focused, it's project based, but it also prepares students for future jobs and careers. So, and that brings in where we connect with the community, looking at different areas, work with the business community, where we can collaborate and look at what are the needs in the country. And while focusing on that, while the students are creating a career path for themselves, we are also looking at new approaches to teaching, how we teach fine arts, how we teach digital media, how we're including all of those within our spaces. So we have a maker space where they have a 3D printer, laser cutter. We have a digital media lab that will be equipped with the computer softwares that will help students with gain their skills and knowledge in animation, video editing. So all these things are included within the structure of the school.
Wow. So Ms. Christine, it's at STEAM Academy, accepting enrollment starting now. Let's talk about fees and what
where can they apply
and the application process. We know that when it comes to the Standard 6, I've got a daughter in Standard 6, and she's actually being given now applications for other schools. Is that the same process? Let's talk about how do you enroll?
Sure. A few minutes ago, you guys had our website on, so we're going digital. Our application is online. You just need to go to itsat.edu.bz, and that's our website. You click on apply, and there's a form that will pop up. You fill out the form, and it's easy as 1, 2, 3. Just fill out your information, and you click submit, and that's how you apply to our school.
No, is there a
vetting process?
Yes, like because. You know, you can't, if you're not Standard 6,
students,
and then there is a PSE, and then there's the various things that you need, you must need, to get in.
Yeah.
What are we looking for?
Before I even go there, you had asked about fees. So let me just clarify that the fees, there's no fee to apply, so that's free. You just pull out your application form and you click submit. There will be a registration fee of $50, and the annual tuition will be $550.
Annual tuition?
Yes.
Okay.
This is a government high school.
Yes.
It's the responsibility of the government to begin to provide this quality of education and these kinds of options. So this is a government high school. So the fees are within the range of other government high schools across the country.
So for you to learn, your science, your technology, all of these things at $500 plus per year. Per year. That's a steal indeed.
It's a steal.
And then it continues thereafter. But you did mention that it will eventually be trickling down into the various districts.
There will become other schools where the STEAM curriculum is going to be incorporated. It's going to take a little while, so this isn't tomorrow.
We're still at the pilot phase.
This is right. We need to get it started, and we work on this. It's absolutely been a collaborative effort. The staff that's been engaged have been actually doing a lot of really different training. They've had multiple opportunities to engage in so many different ways. And as Ms. Christine mentioned, the school is going to be a lab school, which means that it also will serve as like a training center for teachers as well.
Wow.
So the goal is to have a real hub of STEAM education for both students and teachers.
Yeah. You all still need faculty? It sounds like a great idea.
We will actually, I mean, for right now, we're staffed, but there will be, as we move on, there will be other opportunities for more faculty to come on stream, yes.
We know that we're pressed for time, but this is...
Okay, can I?
Yes.
Okay. Why should I, as a parent, send my child to ITSAT?
Who wants this?
Well, if your child is interested in science, technology, engineering, art, and math, or math, then I think this is the place. But even if they're not, I think it's also a place for them, because at our school, we look at the child. And so what is your interest? That's what we will take into consideration for your entire 4 years at ITSAT STEAM Academy.
There is the competition of the private schools, the BESs, the the others that offers the same, nearly along the lines of the same? How do you?
They'll say no.
No. I mean, every school has a right and a responsibility to offer what they believe is their specialization in education. That's wonderful. We need to be able to cater to different students across our nation and to offer the things that are needed. It's at STEAM Academy is simply a new alternative for parents and students to receive the kind of education that's truly going to prepare them for a fourth industrial revolution.
It seems very specialized at a very young age. Do you think that is that something that students are geared towards now? Is that something that you guys saw?
I think that anyone who engages right now with students between the ages of 11 and 14 will recognize that they have specialized interests.
Indeed.
In many ways, more than existed 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Students are so much more exposed these days to that. It's not just the digital realm, it's the technological universe. The community engagement concept is really important here because we've been actively engaged with the private sector. We've been actively engaged across government with the public sector to be able to understand what are the needs. What are careers that we need to begin to prepare students for. Our goal is to be able to offer options to students, not so that we're saying they will never need to leave Belize in order to further their education, but so that if they choose to leave Belize, they will have a good base to build on, which is what other schools across this country are doing.
They're doing
That's exactly what we need to do. This is a new option. We want our students, if they leave, to go and do well and come back to build Belize. And for those students, what we're doing is building a strong base here in secondary. We're building a strong base in tertiary. Our national university and our other tertiary level institutions are also working hard to build their institutions. So we have to be able to offer at-home alternatives for students. That is part of our mission in education. It shouldn't be just that if you want a good education, you have to leave the country. We have to begin to build our options here. And this is what we're doing.
As a developing
we are
nation,
a developing nation.
That is exactly the path that we need to go.
We must be progressive.
Have we had any enrollment as yet?
Yes, there's enrollment. We have applicants who have applied.
Yes.
So yes, we have
75. It's a very
students.
limited cohort. So what is the name of the website?
It's at the link is itsat.edu.bc.
It's at as in ITZ apostrophe AT.
All right. It's at.
It's right there on the screen, and I think as soon as you look for it on Google, you should find that there.
Right up.
And then you make your application. It is the way forward. We are seeing that,
classes
and it's
begin
clear.
September 2020.
It's on Google Maps if anybody wants to check it out.
You can't miss it. There ain't about technicals there.
It's right
behind
the old technical Belize IT event next to St. Joseph. You can drive past and go, ooh, wow.
Exactly. That's the look I gave when I saw it.
You're the one that what in the building.
Yeah, I was like, man, IT things that happen.
It's at STEAM Academy. I can't wait for the doors to open to see what it offers.
We will invite you.
Thank you, CEO.
We're so glad that you guys could have joined us. Yes.
Key Learning Area Teacher, because that's a long one. Thank you all so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for giving us the opportunity, guys.
I can't wait. I'm excited for this.
That's right. STEAM is where it's at.
STEAM is where it's at.
STEAM is where it's at, and we continue to propel Belizeans to always go above and beyond.
That's right.
So speaking of propelling Belizeans to go above and beyond,
the Belizean environment.
Exactly.
And who wrote about it?
Michael Somerville, a Belizean, and he'll be in to tell us all about Belizean environment and more when we come back. Stay with
Hello, friends. I'm Dr. Bob Roberts with another 60-second sermon from God's Word. The Bible says, "What shall I do then with Jesus which is called Christ? Of the many important questions in the Bible, none are more important than these. What think you of Christ? Whose son is he? And what shall I do then with Jesus? The answer to these questions can determine where a person will spend eternity. In 1987, the Minnesota Twins baseball team won the American League pennant for the first time in 22 years. More than 50,000 people crowded into the Metrodome to welcome their victors home from Detroit. Banners were waving, horns were blaring. The crowd was cheering. The players were surrounded by members of the news media. One reporter in the crowd called out to Greg Gagne, the Twins' star shortstop, and commented, "This has got to be the greatest moment of your life." Quietly, Gagne replied, "Actually, no. That was the moment I asked Jesus Christ into my life." The greatest decision that anyone ever makes is when they do what Greg Gagne did. Read God's Word and answer how you too can make this important decision. Today's 60-second sermon has been presented by Christian Foundations of Faith in cooperation with the Baptist churches in your area.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
Just 2 years in office, the government of Belize has made major strides in expanding access to education, a commitment in its Plan Belize agenda. In Bamopan, a building with 6 classrooms was constructed for the St. Michael's RC School. The new structure was handed over with furniture and learning tools, and features an access ramp for students with diverse abilities. The Louisiana Government School in Orange Walk benefited from 5 new classrooms, complete with musical equipment, appliances, furniture, and resource materials. The community of Crooked Tree Village received a new preschool with an access ramp and an equipped playground along with preschool furniture and a chain link fence to secure the area. The work in Crooked Tree also included the complete renovation of the existing school building. This is governance for the people. This is government delivering on Plan Belize.
Hello eCash user, the eCash app is now available in Spanish. Changing the language in your eCash app from English to Spanish is quick and easy. Let me walk you through the steps. First, open your eCash app. Enter your PIN. Tap the More icon at the bottom of your screen. Choose Security. Select Language. Tap on Spanish. Then re-enter your PIN. And that's it! Your eCash app is now in Spanish, and you can continue to enjoy your eCash digital wallet. Belize Bank's eCash app makes life easier.
And we are back.
Just
with
like
our
that, we are back.
Conversation.
Well,
John,
good
morning.
Yes,
is just
yes,
zooming
yes.
by, but we have with us Belizean author and consultant, Mr. Michael Somerville, and he is going to discuss all of his books on Belize, but geared towards the Belizean environment.
Yes.
Good morning, Mr.
Good morning, sir, and welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
Let's Michael, interesting. Reading over your profile and your bio and and who you really are, very interesting Belizean.
Okay.
So let's give us a bit of your background.
Yeah.
Yes, give us a bit of your background. Who's Michael Somerville, and what part of Belize are you from? What got you into all of this? Talk to us, sir.
Well, I am from Hattieville. I grew up there. From a very early, from a very young age, I like nature, the environment.
Yeah.
And I found out later on that I write fairly decently, so I was like, maybe I could combine the two.
Yeah.
You know, my nature loving background and environment background, combine that with my writing and produce some things that Belizeans can benefit from.
So, you live out of the country, or you live right here at home in Belize?
For the past 10 years, I've lived in Belize, yeah. But I've done some studies in abroad.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you have a 5-series book on the Belize environment. It's called The Footprint, a Belizean environmental series. So that's the name of the series itself.
Yes.
And they have, we have here 5 different parts of the series, all not necessarily talking specifically about the environment, but what we are doing to contribute to the climate change issue and the crumbling of our environment. So why did you put your thoughts into writing in that direction?
Well, as I explained in that first book, The Garbage Menace, I was in Ladyville sometime for some reason, and I saw a pool of motor oil on the streets in Ladyville, and I was like, wow. You know, this is a lot of Belizeans don't know the dangers of burnt oil, used motor oil. Maybe I should help to educate. So that sparked the idea in my mind, and I said, hey, why don't I write the first book about garbage and talk about motor oil, waste oil, and the dangers that these things can pose to Belizeans. So that started the whole idea. But like I said earlier, I've always been interested in nature, environmental, anything environmental, and so these are the products.
So you started with the Garbage Menace because of your encounter, but then you have also here the Mosquito book, which is written by somebody else, Mr. Bowles.
Right, because and to answer your earlier question, these books are all based on environmental issues.
Yes.
So if somebody out there in the wider Belizean populace has a good idea for a book on a particular topic that is environmental related, I would be open to them saying, hey, we could write a book and make it be a part of the series.
I really like that it's very user friendly.
It is.
It's not just a book with a bunch of information, but there's diagrams, there's photographs. It's written in a language that the average person can understand and relate to. But I want to get into the nitty-gritty of your books. You have to do intensive research for these kinds of books, and even though they're small, right, they're not that big, the writing is quite understandable, you still have to make sure that you get your facts right. So for example, the tainting of paradise, air pollution in Belize, how do you go about gathering information for this?
Well, luckily, I already have the background information
in your head
here, right? So it's just knowing where to look on the internet, because there's a lot of things out there, but so you have to sift through and get the information that you think is accurate.
Yeah.
Is correct.
You're gonna touch a lot of parents' heart with this
one.
Beyond the cell phone.
John and I were just talking about people sticking to their phones on a regular basis.
Yes. And
what are your thoughts on this?
It might to some people it might not be a big environmental issue, but I'm like, I think I need to talk about this because I see young people carrying cell phones in their back pocket and in their breast pockets. And it might not be very good for their health. So
why do you say that? Why let's jump a little bit on this, and I want to pick this one out simply because this is the device that, to me, I think carry the most germs. Everybody have it.
Yes.
If you live with it, you sleep with it, you touch it, you're in the bathroom, you use it, you're eating, you use it.
That's right.
Let's tell us more about this one.
So yes, you're right. The cell phone does carry a lot of germs that can make us sick, but the book, the idea about the book is the wireless technology, the radiation that is being emitted from the cell phones and other wireless devices that can harm our health and environment.
In what ways can radiation harm people?
Well, for example, you have a cell phone, right?
Everybody, I got
a
right, yeah.
Do you sleep with it by your bedside like an alarm clock?
Yes. Everybody does that too.
But do you find that you can't, that you don't sleep very well?
Actually, no. So for me, because I know myself very well, my phone has to be on my dresser on the other side of the room, because if my alarm clock is beside me, I'll just dismiss it. So if I have to physically get up and out it, I have to actually wake up.
But is your phone connected to the internet while you're
yes.
sleeping?
Yes. Everybody household, there is nobody that turns off their...
It's communicating with your Wi-Fi constantly.
Yes, constant communication.
Yes. Well, some studies point to the fact that it can interfere with your sleep. Right? The constant radiation communicating with your wireless
device,
router or modem. Back and forth throughout the night. It can interfere with your sleep, and also the blue light coming from the screen, because you probably use your cell phones like minutes before you go to bed, right?
Yep, everybody.
Okay,
that's the last thing you do before you sleep.
Put it down, and then so you're exposed to the blue light, the white light, and really we are organisms that should be exposed to white light during the daytime. When it's nighttime,
we should not be.
Right, exactly. So now they're coming up with the blue blocking glasses and all of these
blue
things
lens
to try to curb that, right? But it's all showing biological effects.
So I'm wondering now. Yeah, I mean, I like the way that the series is organized. But now I'm wondering, how are you selling or marketing these kinds of books in a world that is fast-paced? In a world where I'm not going to read Series 5 because it's telling me negative things about my phone and I need my phone.
Yeah.
True, how are you going to
And then a lot of young people are reading screens now. They prefer to read screens. Your tablet and your phone.
Education is going that way, Mr. Somerville.
But it's proven that if you have a physical book in your hand, you can page through it. You kind of get the idea where you were in the book. But if you're reading screens, it doesn't give you the same effect, right? It's not as meaningful. For example, these reading devices that they have, where they have thousands of books, and you don't get the same...
The Kindle?
Right,
the Kindle.
You don't get the same satisfaction as if reading
you have a book,
a tangible paper, flipping through the pages.
Yeah. So I want to get to this. This one is GMOs, gene-edited organisms, and the meddle with nature's genetic code. Then, hold on. You've got here, have you ever wondered what would happen if we meddle with the genes of organisms in ways that do not happen in nature? That's a big statement. That's a big statement.
Because GMOs are genetically modified organisms. It means that they were artificially modified, not and it doesn't happen that way in nature, right? We're talking about taking genes from out of a bacteria and putting it into a plant, a completely different, unrelated organisms. That doesn't
not only happening in plants. That is humans. That is the human nature in our ecosystem. We have manipulated our environment for thousands of years.
Well, true. We have, there were traditional breeding.
Yes.
Right, where you select the best of the crop.
Yes.
Right. So that was like natural selection.
And then by pollen, by pollen, the way you cross-pollination and these
everything
things.
Naturally, but when you're talking about manipulating genes and taking genes from out of a bacteria and putting it into a plant or into another organism, it doesn't happen in nature, there is the possibility of some kind of biological effect, something going wrong, and that will come later on to harm
like
us.
Jurassic
Park.
I didn't want to ask you about cloning and all these things, because these things are GMOs. They're genetically modified, organisms.
Right, modified and modifying the genes. I mean, our genome is nothing to be tampered with, right? It's how nature designed us.
But why? Okay, so I know it's only 5 series in your volumes here, but why these particular topics?
Very good question. Before I started writing, I made a list. I was like, what are some of the pressing issues in Belize, environmental issues that I can write about? Garbage, we have a serious garbage problem.
Oh, we do.
The average Belizean throws away, a study was done 10 years ago, throws away 2 pounds of garbage every day.
Yeah.
Now, that was 10 years ago. Now it's probably 2.5, 3 pounds, right?
Yeah,
We have a garbage problem. You go out there, you see garbage blowing all over the place.
Everywhere.
Right?
Garbage islands now.
The government is making strides. We have transfer stations over the country. We have a sanitary landfill at mile 24.
Yes.
But people are still, a lot of Belizeans are not catching on. They're still throwing garbage all over the place.
Then the mosquito
it's a very
book.
serious problem.
Let's talk about the mosquito book. Yes.
Mosquitoes are very important organisms. You know, they transmit a lot of diseases. For example, the Anopheles mosquitoes transmit malaria.
Yeah.
And then the Zika, chikungunya, yellow fever, and what's the other one? They're all transmitted by the Aedes aegypti mosquitoes,
Aedes
right?
aegypti, yes.
So these are important mosquitoes to us. We have to address how to properly manage them, that they don't cause
Because they're important, but you have to, because they're actually, with the whole GMO thing, now what they're doing is that they're using mosquitoes to combat
That's
mosquitoes.
right. That's a gene drive where it's a artificial gene that is inserted into the mosquito that causes a mutation that would kill out that would kill out offsprings, right, in that particular population. But it's dangerous because it could be there's a possibility that it could be transferred to other organisms.
So what's your hope with these? Because I feel that they're very important for our educational rebuild or educational continuous within our country. These things are very important for people to know. What's your hope?
That is right. You know what I want? I would like maybe the Ministry of Education to take them up and put them in schools.
Have you approached the Ministry of Education with these?
I have. They're going through transition, so I understand that. But my ultimate goal is that the Ministry of Education would consider these, not for every student in the classroom, but maybe each teacher in every school, right? And the teacher could read through the material and supplement their lessons.
Apart from the education institutions, are they found anywhere else, online, in stores?
Yes, they are through the printing company and through my publisher, Producciones de la Hamaca, out of Kikaka.
Wow.
They are, whenever a book is published, they're automatically published online. They're automatically available online through Amazon and Barnes & Noble.
You're very reader friendly.
Yes, very.
I really like that I could get through this entire series in a day.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I do have 3 more books that I plan to write for the series, so it's going to be 8 books total.
Okay,
right?
and then are you planning a different series afterwards? So this is the first one, right?
Thank you. Afterwards, I plan to write a medicinal herbal medicine book about lifestyles and diet. And then after that, I have my bunch of short stories that I want to publish.
Oh my God!
Yeah, about growing up in Hattierville in the early days, and that teaches morals.
Yeah.
And then after that, I plan to maybe write a New York Times bestseller.
Perhaps you should approach the NCFC with these kinds of books. You know, I would give that to a small kid, and I think that they would be able to understand and read it. And
this is a book that and it's so easily read, like you mentioned, that parents should have and try to dispense the information to their young ones. This is one good Saturday evening sit down, one good Sunday afternoon sit down, so people could understand better. Now, Mike. Very interesting individual you are. I've got to say.
Are you impressed, John?
Yes, I am, because then how do you sit down and you think about these things and,
well,
it's very interesting.
I am Belizean, but I originated in the Highlands of Scotland. So, so that's probably where they are,
I really and truly admire your drive to make sure that we continue to live a natural life. I'd like to ask you, though, you're one for the environment, and we are seeing the climate change phenomena that's going on across this world.
Absolutely.
What are your thoughts on this, and how do you feel that, or what are your thoughts in terms of us to stem this, to try and get this off our backs?
Well, many people are not taking it seriously. For example, the glacier in Antarctica. About this, I forgot it's the Twaites or something like that, about the size of Florida, but scientists are telling us that this glacier is showing signs of cracking under climate change, and if that glacier was to break off and melt, it would cause sea level rise. The likes of which we have never seen. We're talking about 5-10 feet of sea level rise. Do you understand? Do you know, that would probably, Belize would probably shrink, you know?
Yeah.
And Belize is one of the countries considered most vulnerable to climate change.
Yes.
A lot of these small islands will disappear.
We're below sea level as it is.
Yeah, so climate change is very, 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 very important, very scary. The greenhouse gas that's causing the most alarm is carbon dioxide, and rightly so. When you burn fossil fuels in our cars, in these generators and all these other equipment, they're causing more carbon dioxide to enter the atmosphere, warming up the planet more than normal, and that could lead to global warming. And of course, global climate change.
Exactly what we're seeing at this particular point.
Catastrophic, right? Yeah. So the climate change deniers, you just need to look at the news and look out your window. I mean, look at our weather right here in Belize. Sometimes it rains. I'm like, no, that's not normal, right? That's climate change.
I know we're about to wrap up, but I want to shackle your mind with this one. It's unfortunate the coronavirus pandemic that we are in at this particular point. But fortunately, I think that gave us some more years. I can remember going back to the Ruta Maya, the Belikin La Ruta Maya last year, and seeing the vegetation, how beautiful it got when you got into these areas that people used to flock to so often and whatnot. At the onset of the pandemic, what we saw from international media was the actually clearing up of skies along the skylines of big countries such as China, the USA, and all these big countries. I think that we actually bought some time there. What are your thoughts on this?
So it gave us the whole perspective that because a lot of the industries
they shut down. They have to shut down.
So the air cleared up. Yeah. So it automatically tells us that it's what we're doing, our activities, that is causing these gases into the atmosphere, warming up the planet, causing all of these problems that's directly related to climate change.
Yeah. Interesting guy.
So right.
Interesting guy. So how do we get these books again? Yes. How do we get these books?
Contacting me directly.
Okay. And what's your contact?
630-8792.
Any social media? Because everybody got that.
Yeah, Michael Somerville, Facebook.
Michael Somerville.
Right. But we really need to stay off social media.
I know. Well, that's true, because he has the cell phone combating situation. And how much do these books retail for?
The Garbage Menace, the Mosquito Book, and the Air Pollution. No, the Garbage Menace and the Air Pollution and the Mosquito Books are $20. The Air Pollution is $30, and the GMO is 30, and the cell phone is 35.
Okay.
Good.
Simply because of the amount of time and effort.
But
that goes
the
into it.
information
Yeah.
is essential.
Very
You
essential.
can't put a price tag on
Thank you.
that.
Thank you.
You can't.
So I am looking forward to reading this series. And honestly, you could read it in a day. They're very, very reader friendly. They're very user friendly.
All right. So I'm expecting an order from you for 5 books, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Absolutely.
She does that. She does that. She does that. Michael Somerville, environmental consultant and writer, sir. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Please come back when you have your next series.
Yes. We wish you all the very best.
Thank you.
All right. So we're going to take a break. We were talking about climate change. Big hurricane to look for Pal Studio right now.
What do you think about that?
What do you think about that? You ready for this hurricane? The Belize Hurricanes. Their public relations manager will be in with us to talk about their big game coming up this weekend. They've been taking the Belize basketball by storm. They've been blowing out teams.
Puns not intended.
Yeah, they've been blowing out teams. What's going to happen this weekend as they will be going up against a formidable rival? So they'll be telling us about that
when we come back. Stay tuned.
Your life just got a lot less complicated with Belize Bank Contactless MasterCard Debit Card. Introducing our Standard Debit and MasterCard Platinum Debit Cards. Now you can make purchases anywhere MasterCard is accepted with one tap, pay and go. Your contactless card never has to leave your hands, especially in these times. And your card is embedded with multiple layers of security. Platinum card holders get to enjoy extra benefits like price protection, purchase protection, trip inconvenience, and luggage protection, just to name a few. Start enjoying a cashless lifestyle today with the Belize Bank.
Welcome to Design Depot. All in one place. Shop brands you know and trust, like Kohler. Welcome, GE Appliances.
Welcome.
Oran Windows.
Welcome.
Tiles from around the world.
Welcome.
Sherwin-Williams Paint and Coating. Visit us today at mile 3 on the Philip Golson Highway or call us at 223-3768. Design Depot. All in one place.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
Do you have information about a crime or a fugitive in our community? You can submit a tip anonymously with your smartphone. Using this program in safeguarding our community also protects your identity, keeping you out of the court system, and could earn you a cash reward. Here is how it works. Download the free P3 Tips app from the Apple Store or Android Market. P3 is the provider of our secure anonymous tip collecting software. Open the app and create a PIN, but be sure to remember that number, then select your location. Next, select the type of crime. When submitting a tip, be as specific as possible. If you have a picture, video, or audio that will help officers, you can upload them from your phone. Information leading to an arrest can earn you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Once your tip is submitted, you'll be given a tip ID and password. Check back if your tip leads to an arrest. You'll be told how much you were rewarded and how to anonymously collect your cash.
It's time that we realize that we must work together to thrive. The world as we know it, the sky and below it. Could I never have more wonder? Yeah, with life and all you see and the climate's changing. But hope is remaining. And we can't ignore the future. It depends on you and me. One chance, all that we got. One voice, together we stand. Take care, the world where we live. Permite a todos vivir. Tomamos la oportunidad para guardar la humanidad. And I must leave no one behind because we are. One climate, one Caribbean. One climate, one Caribbean.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
When someone you love becomes a memory, the memory becomes a treasure. Channel 5 introduces the Daily Obituaries. The Daily Obituaries will broadcast all death and funeral announcements and memorials to honor your loved one's life and memories. The Daily Obituaries airs on Channel 5 prior to the evening newscast, with subsequent repeats at 10 p.m. and 12 noon the following day. It will also be placed online on our social media platforms, all for a standard package fee. Celebrate their lives and memories with Channel 5's Daily Obituaries. Honor in life and reverence in death.
And we are back.
Welcome back to Open Your Eyes, and we're moving now into our fourth segment for the morning.
Yes.
This one is all about the Belize Hurricanes, and they've got a big team coming up, big game coming up against a big team. They say they play nearly the same way. And the last time I heard the commercial, Terry was saying they were one of the formidable candidates to actually give them a tight game, because accordingly they've been sweeping across the league. TG,
they have a pretty good record, a 2-1 record,
Yeah.
Western Ballers.
Yeah.
All right. I think their first defeat was last weekend against Defenders, the other team.
Wow.
So we have to maintain that the status quo.
That they
you
are.
understand? I mean, if Defenders beat them, we have to lash up thing. You understand where I'm coming from?
You know that you're trash talking the Defenders too, right?
Yeah.
Because they beat them one lash up me.
Oh, we got them next. We got them next.
Right here in Belize City. Next
So
weekend.
John has already started this interview, and this is Terry Gordon, who is the public relations manager of the Hurricanes.
John, please carry on, Terry Gordon. Please tell him who you know.
He is TG on the MIC,
Thank you.
baby.
Okay, continue.
So, all right, so we also have two players in with us. We've got Jamel. Who's Jamel?
Jamel Harris and
All right,
Chris
Jamel
Fraser.
Harris and Chris Fraser. Guys,
Yes.
so nice to have you guys
Good
in.
morning.
Good morning and welcome.
Yeah.
TG?
Morning.
Big game.
Between them two guys, yeah, then, like I said, 6, 12.
You pretend for the maths?
He is doing
Oh.
some math.
Yeah. Nearly 14 feet where they look pan.
Seriously.
Come by.
Seriously.
Wow.
Defenders have got, what, 5, 6 players over 6'6", right? Somewhere
That's
around
my
there.
brother. Yeah, the shortest being Shaba. As far as my estimation, you have Buckley, you have these two guys. You understand? You have Kirk Smith.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
Good.
So let's talk about the season and how things are going for
Pretty
the Hurricanes.
good. We are cruising at 5. that's a free course.
Let's not do that.
Exactly. No.
So it's been a cruising season for you guys.
Yeah. Punta Gorda Panthers first tasted the wrath of us. 1969, and then we hosted San Pedro Tiger Sharks. They took a walloping 37 points. And last week, last week we went to the Running Rebels. We were up by like 17-18 at one point, and then decided to take the pedal off the metal, you know, and we won like 85-77 or something like that. That was the final.
85-77. That's very close.
Yeah,
that puts you in a vulnerable situation now, because now the Western Ballers are looking at you guys with some vulnerability.
We want that.
No, we weren't even in.
Every game is different.
You guys didn't play that game?
No, we played, but we didn't play a lot of minutes, though.
So, Chris
Got the
Fraser,
job done.
Jamel Harris, where are you guys from, and how long have you been playing in Belize?
We both from the land, Cleveland, Ohio.
Bomb City.
Straight from the land.
Let's stir nothing up there.
That you started?
These guys are LeBron's, man. I'm telling you.
But why come and play for Belize?
You go ahead first.
Yeah, why Belize?
Yeah, why Belize?
Well, I knew Coach Tarter. He's coaching at Belmont right now.
Yeah,
and he's from Cleveland too.
Yeah,
and he's
Bernie
coach.
Tarr.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he used to coach a team out there in Cleveland. I was about to go to like somewhere in Australia, but he told me he was gonna, get a job down here and everything. So I just ended up coming down here in Belize and felt all the love and just continued to come back and play.
How long have you been playing in Belize?
3 years now.
Angela?
Former MVP, the man is being
How I
modest.
got out here?
Yeah.
Basically, Alex Carcamo, me and him are friends and business partners. So in 2019, he asked me did I want to come. The league was allowing 2 foreigners. And, I came out here with the idea to help improve this league and expand it and make it better. And to come win a championship and to show Belizeans high-level basketball. So I came in 2020, and then when the pandemic happened, I told my management, if there's another opportunity, I will come back, finish what we started.
Simply means you love this country.
Oh yeah, I love Belize.
What do you love most about this?
What up with Belize?
What I love,
Everybody like.
man, I'm from a predominantly black city. This is a black country. For me, it's like, most of the countries I've been to have been other races and stuff. So for me to come here, it's like, like family, like culture, like something I'm used to.
Yeah.
But I love the weather. I love the weather. I'm from the cold, you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I love the weather. I love the Caribbean hospitality. So.
Yeah. All right, so we got to understand you guys are blowing out everybody in the league. We got to understand you guys are bougie. Is that so?
Nah, I ain't bougie for sure.
They
I'm not.
ain't making a shirt
Nah.
for
For me, it's
You
all.
see, I ain't even on here. I ain't got no shirt on and nothing. I got a white beater on.
For me, it's all.
But
For us, it's all
what are
business.
you seeing in terms of how the Belizean athletes are playing, and
Yeah,
how
are they
are you guys
developing the
training
way-
with each
yeah.
other? Yeah.
For me, just in practice, I'm trying to give as much of my IQ that I can to my teammates and everything, so that they can take what I give them and apply it to their game and knowledge of the game.
Yeah.
I came from a really good college program, high school program, so I know a lot of X's and O's. So I just try to show my IQ as much and
Yeah.
spread it around.
And you?
I came from the gritty grind. I had to, get it how I live. So I ain't really have it too much easy though. So that's why I grind for everything for sure.
You've been playing here for some time.
Yeah.
How do you see the progress of the
basketball?
The basketball getting better, like because they allowing more imports to come in, and so the imports are showing the Belizeans good basketball, and like you said, IQ and stuff. We try to help them out, and he's even helping me out. We help each other out there, but the league is getting better, and so. Everybody just got to step their game up. They always talking about we a chancy team and all that. We just trying to, have the league as good as we need it to be.
This
so
is the level that you need to go.
Indeed.
If we want to compete, because look, we will be able to go and compete Mexico, in Central America, in the Caribbean, and become number one simply because you guys are actually exposing us to new things. Terry Meese ahead to go, good.
Yeah,
So let's hear about
what
it.
happened is, to second that, if you look at the Tour de France, when is the last time a Frenchman won the Tour de France? It's been a long time. Laurent Fignon is one of those from way back who did his stuff. I don't recall if there's any since him, but I can say for sure this is what it does. This is when you bring good players, it elevates the sport and it brings out the people. All right.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
Our milkshake brings the girls and boys to the yard.
Oh, wow. And you see, I just asked, right? How are the fans? How are the audience? Anyway, but he answered that question.
All right.
Please tell us about what is in store for your fans when they buy tickets.
All right, good. Well, and tickets are $40 courtside. We have VIPs $20, $10 regular, and then high schoolers are $8 and kids under 12 pay $5, right?
Yeah.
Tickets are $15. They go on sale tomorrow at 10 until 7, and then Friday morning from 9 until. So there you have it, folks. That's where tickets are concerned, right? We bring so much more to the sport. It's not just a game anymore. It's pure entertainment. So these guys are going to give you your money's worth, and then to top it off, on top of that, somebody's going to get a chance to win. You know, we want to show this a Honda motorbike. So it's going to be, right up your alley, because who they provide that?
Yeah.
Who they provide that?
Benny's Honda.
Oh, gosh.
Benny's.
Is it the I love with your Honda promotion?
I don't know. All I know is a nice, beautiful Honda, and that we're showing it on the screen right now. This is a dude who took the half-court shot and missed it by inches.
Oh my
last home game, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be out on full display again, and so somebody is going to have a chance to win that motorbike.
So
you imagine
what do they have to do?
just take a half-court shot. So we're going to select them out of the audience. If your name get called up, your ticket get called up, that's it.
Yeah.
That's your lucky
So this
day.
goes until somebody hit that shot, the half-court shot.
Yeah. And then we're going to step it out to Alexis. Just kidding. Just kidding.
Tell me, know you can.
Just kidding.
You know you capable though. Trust me.
So you're going to have me shooting a half-court shot out there.
Yeah, there we go. You're going to get Alexis. You're going to get Alexis. So
there
on
it goes.
Friday night?
Just
yeah. So on Friday night, it's going to be on. Who's your competition again?
It's Western Ballers, right?
Okay.
And we want people to know that this is just one of the things. Smart and Cellular World, they're going to be giving away bunches of cell phones. Benny's is going to be making sure that people in the audience are well entertained. We're going to look for those who are entertaining us, and they're going to be well rewarded from Benny's.
Yeah.
Okay? Now talking about entertainment, we want the kids and the primary schoolers and the high schoolers to bring out their posters and mass. All right, because we're going to select the best ones, and they're going to go until we get to the grand final game or last home game. Somebody's going to win $500. Some lucky kid from the primary or high school. So that's the categories. You got to be a primary schooler or a high schooler. Bring out your posters. Bring out as much as you want. Team up with your friend or classmate. Doesn't matter. And you could do another one for the next home game when we play the Fernandez next week, and so on, just to ensure that your chances are even greater to win the $500. Speaking of greater chances, now Serenian Bay Villas, guys. All right, now that here we go.
Yeah.
All right, we have a starting five or a first five competition. So this is for firms, families, friends, it doesn't matter. Or it could be a combination of both. Team up with your family, team up with your firm, team up with your family and firm, doesn't matter. Just bring 5 people, four people along with yourself, and you sign up at the gate. Just the one name we're going to need, not the full 5 people. So it's going to be the John Palacio crew or whatever. You're going to have a paper that you're going to fill out. And then the last home game, we're going to pick out one lucky person. You don't have to do anything. One lucky person is going to win the $4,000 prize to Dazzle Your Eyes, which is 2 nights accommodation for 5 people at Serenian Bay Villas in Sea-and-Bite, all right, inside the Seahorse Villa. This villa is, my God, it can accommodate much more than 5 people. And it also has your own private pool. All right, so you get your breakfast, you're gonna get your welcome drink, you're gonna get hors d'oeuvres when you go over to the
yeah, that's what I mean by bougie.
Yeah, when you go over to Inky's miniature golf course, they have a mini 19-hole golf course.
Yeah,
you get 2 rounds of that.
Wow.
Everybody.
And if I am a part of his crew. Do I have to? Well, okay, but do I have to attend every game?
Yes, you got to. You can't just put a name down. We want 5 people to show up at the game every time. It's obviously our way of ensuring that we get fan attendance more so, and we make it more appealing for you to want to attend the game. Besides seeing these these near 7-footers in action.
Yeah.
You understand?
Which else are you doing on?
Yeah.
I'm not there for the game. I'm there for Serenian Day. Is that what you're trying to say?
Whatever it takes
Just
to
go to
get
the
you
game.
at the game, we're gonna get you to the game. It's not just a game anymore.
Yeah.
It's pure entertainment.
Easy,
That's how we
easy.
do it.
So game kicks off when?
It's 9 o'clock, and of course, gates open from as early as 7, folks. All right. So
And I could get my tickets that same day.
you can get your tickets from 10 o'clock tomorrow morning through to 7, or Friday tickets go on sale from 9
up until.
And the prices again?
$40 courtside, $20 VIPs. That's from rows 2 to 4.
Yeah.
And then regular pay is 10. Primary school, the young ones under 12 pay 5, and of course we have the high schoolers pay only 8. Just make sure you come with your valid high school ID.
Give me your sponsors, because I know you
have a
look for
list.
your phone here.
I'm right over there, Gordon.
Good Lord.
PG,
He done the scroll, yeah.
All right, here we go, folks. Hit these guys for a minute for me, please.
All right. So Friday is going to be a big one. Western
looking
Ballers
forward to?
definitely have got you guys in the rear, not the rear view mirror, but actually right there in front of them on the road. What should we expect from your team?
I mean, for me, I'm coming back off a knee sprain, so being the other import, I'm looking to show my game and showcase what I can do on the court, and I'm finally getting healthy, so I'm looking forward to just taking this team to a higher level.
What's your positions on the court?
Forward.
You're a forward, so you're
we
forward.
We both play forward.
Three and four.
So we both play in the front court. So
okay. All right. TG.
Yeah, man.
You ready?
Of course.
That coming right over there, please.
All right, then. Good. So a big thanks to, of course, Benny's. We kind of forget them as our platinum sponsor. We'll say big thanks to Travelers as well. Serenian Bay Villas, Sarah's Cabanas, Caribbean Sprinters, Smart Belize Tourism Board, Cellular World, Racina's Imports, Victor Foods, Prestige Auto Sale, Midway Store, Car Guys, Harry's Import, AAA, Mirage Belize, Hot Off the Press, Maheeps Wholesale, Love FM, More FM, Creme Radio, Wave Radio, Positive Vibe, Channel 7, and Channel 5.
Darn right.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank you guys for joining us this morning, man. It's going to be a great one. I remember I used to say fire on the barracks back in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's going to be a great one. We thank you guys for joining us this morning, and here is to wishing you best of luck in your continued quest of trying to sweep across the league this time around.
Britney Starr at the half.
Really?
God, of course.
Real.
Yes, man.
Thank you guys, man. Wishing you best of luck. We're going to take our final break of the morning. When we come back, we'll be wrapping things up. Stay with us. You don't want to go
anywhere. We'll be right back.
Your life just got a lot less complicated with Belize Bank Contactless MasterCard Debit Card. Introducing our Standard Debit and MasterCard Platinum Debit Cards. Now you can make purchases anywhere MasterCard is accepted with one tap, pay and go. Your contactless card never has to leave your hands, especially in these times. And your card is embedded with multiple layers of security. Platinum card holders get to enjoy extra benefits like price protection, purchase protection, trip inconvenience, and luggage protection, just to name a few. Start enjoying a cashless lifestyle today with the Belize Bank.
Smart introduces Real Unlimited Postpaid Plans, providing customers with unlimited talk, unlimited text, and unlimited data. Now that's a real great deal. With Smart Plus, Share 1 and 2, and Enterprise 1 and 2 plans, you can talk as much as you want, text as much as you want, and for the first time ever in Belize, you can enjoy unlimited data with your postpaid plan. So come in and sign up for an unlimited postpaid plan and enjoy limitless possibilities. In addition, other plans such as the Flex Junior, Choice, and Select have been boosted with a lot more talk, text, and data, providing you with the best value for your budget. Be unlimited with Smart. It's time to power your dollar with Smart.
Do you have information about a crime or a fugitive in our community? You can submit a tip anonymously with your smartphone. Using this program in safeguarding our community also protects your identity, keeping you out of the court system, and could earn you a cash reward. Here is how it works. Download the free P3 Tips app from the Apple Store or Android Market. P3 is the provider of our secure anonymous tip collecting software. Open the app and create a PIN, but be sure to remember that number, then select your location. Next, select the type of crime. When submitting a tip, be as specific as possible. If you have a picture, video, or audio that will help officers, you can upload them from your phone. Information leading to an arrest can earn you a cash reward of up to $1,000. Once your tip is submitted, you'll be given a tip ID and password. Check back if your tip leads to an arrest. You'll be told how much you were rewarded and how to anonymously collect your cash.
Are you looking for low-cost television advertising? Have we got a deal for you? Advertise on Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds is one of the most effective methods for introducing yourself and your business to the community. Use our Daily Classifieds to recruit employees, promote specials, promote your products or services, promote a business opportunity, increase traffic to your website, and advertise items you have for sale. Let us help you to save valuable time and money. Call us today at 280-0013 or visit us at our offices on Coney Drive to discuss how we can help your business grow affordably. Channel 5's Daily Classifieds. Advertise today.
And
we are back just like that. We are back.
Just gone.
I know, and that's the thing. Yesterday was time just gone, just like that. Today is the same thing. We had four segments this morning. We're so grateful that the leader of the opposition had joined us. They've got their conventions going on.
Yes.
And every Friday, every Sunday up until June, the United Democratic Party will be holding conventions across the country. So if you are a supporter, then you want to go on out and do what you've got to do. But we're glad that we were joined by the LOO.
And the STEAM Academy is where it's at.
Yes, yes.
The new It's at STEAM Academy, Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Mathematics is opened for applications already. You just head on over to their website. And they're all about creating a new environment for secondary education. Their first semester begins this September 2023. So if you want to hear all about that, get some more information, head on over to the its@edu.bz for more information.
That's right. A great conversation there. And then we had an exceptional conversation with Mr. Somerville.
Your favorite one.
Yeah, I like all her name, but
yes.
Mr. Somerville, Michael Somerville is a Belizean who, he's an environmental consultant. Well knowledgeable guy. He's got about 5 or 6 books going on at this particular point, and they varies from about talking about cell phones and radiation all the way to GMOs, mosquitoes, all of these things. And they're very readable books. It's great for the family to have. It's great for educational purposes. It's a good one.
The environment and climate change, very important topics that we're heading into in this new era, in this new world. So thank you so much, Mr. Somerville. Please, if you can support, buy one of his books. They're very reader friendly, and I think that's what I really liked about it, that you'll pick it up and you'll finish it and you'll be educated.
Excellent.
But we did wrap things up with none other than the Belize City the Benny's Hurricanes. It was a storm. It was a storm. They came here, they showed up there. They were here to promote their game that is happening where, John? This Friday.
It's going to be this Friday right there at the Belize Civic Center. And they're talking $40 if you want to be courtside, and rows 2 to 4 is only $15.
Yes.
Very, very reasonable. Very reasonable to go on in there and enjoy. If you're one of the fans for the Belize Belize Hurricanes, then you want to go on out and support them. But the entertainment is very, very important for you to have. So enjoy. That's what they've got coming up this Friday. Belize Hurricanes versus the Western Ballers. Who is going to win?
Woo, we don't know.
We don't know.
But we want to thank all of our guests for coming on the show. And
any birthday shout out? Any birthday shout out?
I know you have one, so that's why you interrupt me.
So, speaking of birthday shout out, if you've got one, you could always drop us a line at oye@channel5belize.com.
Okay, and you can catch our live stream on Facebook at Open Your Eyes BZ, and check all of our highlights out on Instagram at OYE Belize.
All right, you could always join us again tomorrow when you open your eyes.
And you start your morning, right?
And as per usual, keep your eyes, your minds,
and your hearts.
We're gonna see you tomorrow, but I'd like for you to always keep in mind that you are somebody's asset. Everybody is everybody's asset, because together we can go far. We'll see you tomorrow.
Have a great day, Belize.
Open Your Eyes was brought to you by the Belize Bank. Our country, your bank.